Good evening, I am NateTG9, and welcome to... let me just look at the proper English title here. Cyberdimension Neptune 4, Goddesses Online. Sorry, I screwed you up. Anyway, this is a little overview thing that I had been planning on doing for a while, but I'm finally getting to it now, because it's gonna be released in North America and Europe this month, apparently. 10 is definitely October, right? On the 10th for North America and 13th for Europe, apparently. So this site says. So I figured I'd check it out. So before we actually get into this, because this is just me like recording some gameplay and stuff, no fancy editing ahead, let us discuss what we're going to be talking about. First off, I'm probably going to go into a location. We're going to talk about battle, possibly the menus first. Quickly, that should be self-explanatory, but I wanted to go off about a few things there. Then we're gonna do battles, battling, combat, you know. Then the enemies. Then we're gonna head to the world map, or the city, depends. Talk about that stuff, and then possibly story-related stuff. We're not gonna do spoilers or anything, but you know, there may be some visual stuff. If you haven't seen anything related and don't want to see that, there's that. And yeah, probably just going to talk about a few basic things in regards to that. So anyway, let's start here. We're on the main menu, and as you can probably already see, there's no standard load function just to continue. The game auto-saves whenever you go to town and whatnot, so it's kind of like the Blanc spin-off game. And as someone cleverly described this game on forum I was on, it's the closest thing we're going to get to a Vera spin-off game, which is fine with me because not really my favorite of its characters. But anyway, let's go to the first area because that'd be the least spoilery, I guess. Next, I'm probably gonna have to talk about the updates and stuff a little bit. So first off, we got our menu. That's not the right button. This is our menu. What do we got here? Yeah, the basic stuff is you got items. You gotta equip these for combat. I think the Blanc spin-off game had something like this, but unlike that, you can equip in the middle of battle. It's a silly idea, but you can do it. You got your party, which you can switch out whenever you want, as long as your leader isn't dead, which is nice. And you got your equipment skills. We're going to touch on that in the combat-wise. I think this is like for online stuff. You can just like spam certain things. Equipment, accessories, and armor. Wait, or is that just... Oh, I think that's like visual aesthetic stuff, so never mind. And then we got your quest log. I mean, this would be easier in English and whatnot, so you generally get an idea of what's going on. Wait, what? What's this menu? Oh, this is just like stats and stuff. Look at that. You got your guild card. Speaking of which, there's a trophy you get for getting all the guild stuff. You have to open this menu to get it to pop. Just a heads up, unless they change that. And then, of course, you got your menu stuff. So, as you can see, we have a mini-map. That wasn't there originally. Hopefully, you know, in the releases you'll have that. It shows the entire area, which is incredibly useful because originally we didn't get that. So you had to just walk through the area to figure out if there's an event there or not. But now you have this. So the event markers show up as like a square with an exclamation mark in it. Silver for side stuff and gold for main quest. So there you go. Enemies show up. I don't know what else you need to know for that. But there is one other thing. It's not marked up there, but if you push the square button, it adjusts your zoom. Your zoomy zoom. It's not marked, so, and I never figured that out, so... Yeah, and you got triangles. So yeah, that's the menu. That's pretty basic. I don't remember if this game has adjustable controls, so I'll just talk about the combat with the controls I have. So, North American version is probably going to change stuff, but for now, the O button is the interact button. It might be changed to X, which means jump might be O, which would be weird, but it's happened before. You got your square button for attacking. You know, just standard chaining stuff. It's different from the two action-based ones that they had before, because they usually had, you know, like, light and heavy comboing, but this is supposed to be set in an MMO, so in reality it's quite fitting. And then triangle is for item usage. You can see my items there. Use my D-pad to switch to them. I was playing Bloodborne a little bit before I initially started playing this, so I spammed triangle to heal, and I just chomped through. But now there's a cooldown, so you gotta use your items wisely. And you also have that skill thing there. We'll touch on that now since I'm looking there. You push up and down to switch to your 2 skill sets. Pardon me. Which we're gonna get to. But anyway, R1 is for your lock-on. I think that's pretty common, actually. You got your R2 for blocking to reduce damage, obviously. And if quote-unquote perfect timed, you can do a parry. Left triggers for an evade. I think there might be a perfect evade attack, or maybe it just has a special evade attack that you can do. There's that. And anyway, when you're holding... Was I saying LB and RB? Weird. I meant the 1, if I did say that. My apologies, I do that sometimes. I have played Xbox and whatnot. But anyway, L1 is for your skills, which you set up to the square, X, triangle, and O buttons accordingly and whatnot. I should be playing as Noir right now. I could probably better explain this stuff. But anyway, yeah, you have the 2 slides, so you have up to 8 things equipped. It's pretty okay, I guess. And like a lot of the other Neptune games, they're divided into sets, I guess. Let me turn this monitor off. It's probably buzzing. I apologize for that. You have your break type, which are usually low hits. You can understand what that does. And then you have your damages. I mean high hit rate ones, trying to pick up items. And I think I already spoiled a decent strategy just by saying that, but yeah, physical types are pretty solid. And then you have your magic, which comes in, like, what, 3 varieties? You got your standard attack, you have support, and heal. Yeah, heal. Only 3 characters have heal, which would be... Okay, I'm not gonna spoil that. That's unnecessary. You can figure that out. Only 1 has all the magics, which is Nepgear. Choose the witch, so that should be obvious. And I think a few others have magic strewn about, and all the goddesses have the top tier magic. Otherwise, yeah, most of the characters have a few physical skills as well. So anyway, that's skills and stuff without going too deep into it. I think that's... No, wrong button. Wrong button! Just gonna check if there's anything important in here. Other stuff related to, like, weapons and whatnot. Okay, yeah, we're good for that. So now we're gonna talk about enemies. See, this guy's a new enemy type. It's like a goblin thing? I'm trying to think. I don't know how many new monster types there are, because if you're familiar with the games, you can already tell there's a lot of ones that aren't new. I think they probably have new character models, because this is on the Unreal Engine, and they look really nice. I didn't talk about that. The visuals look pretty nice. But anyway, like, at least half the normal enemies are reused from other games, and there's a bunch of new ones. So yeah, just a thing there. And 90% of these guys here, like these mini boss type guys, are from the Blanc spin-off game. What is it called? The zombie one? Even the final boss is an enemy you can fight. Probably just flee if I can. I can't remember if I can. I might have to switch to Noir for better damage. Or I can bail. I'll just bail, since that's pretty much it. Because literally, the vast majority, besides the main story bosses, are just recycled guys like this guy, these robots. You know. Can I not bail? Oh crap. I might not be able to bail! Oh snap. I'm switching to Noir. Pushing the wrong buttons. Ah, crap. Wrong button. Didn't mean to do whatever I did there. Get Noir back in there. What's going on? This is weird. Oh, I have to push triangle. Never mind. So, yeah, a lot of them are just these guys, and since you don't have as much nice evasion stuff going on, it's a little bit harder to fight these guys nicely, you know. But you know, I guess it's okay. Sorry this is being a dragged out thing, but I didn't intend for this to happen. I was hoping maybe I could get the heck out of here or whatever, but, you know, it's cool. I got this. Kind of just showcasing my technique for beating bosses. Since you can chain certain special attacks and whatnot. Oh, I'm out of mana. Oh, I'm out of mana! So I think automatically once you complete an area or leave an area, you end up in town. So I guess we're gonna talk about that next, since that's where we're gonna be going. I believe. Oh no. Anyway, as you can see, the cooldown isn't that bad. I swear it might have been longer, but perhaps I was mistaken. Oh crap. I suck, by the way. I'm not utilizing any of the strategies. And this game does have online, I believe, to a certain extent. I think it just has to do with, like, certain quests or something. I haven't done it because I don't have good internet and other things. Just kill him. There we go. So yeah, that's one of the mini-bosses. That's actually a harder one, because once you grab certain quests, the bosses you see change up in the areas. So you kind of have to either look at the guild quest or something else. Anyway, we're heading to town, so let's talk about that. First off, we got the default shop, which I'm going to because I need some of this. Several of these shops open up as you move along, but this one's here from the start. He's the basic one. He's got low-tier stuff and what have you. And then we got Compa and IF shop, which is better to a certain degree. It has the revive item, which I think is this one maybe. It's one of them. And then you got your jewel shop, which is kind of like the CDs from the other ones. Does anyone remember those? You burning the discs? Except, you know, you always have 3 slots and you can stick whatever you want. It's non-restrictive. Then you have Pishi and Pururu, or Plutia if you prefer the English version, which is, you know, clothes and accessories and what have you. Then you have the guild. You know, guild quests, what have you. Yeah, it's like the other ones where you have to complete a certain amount to unlock them. Then, you know, most of them are items, kill monsters. And then of course there's the boss ones that spawn in bosses in said areas. So you kind of have to read the quest to get an idea where it is for those ones. I mean, it does say it in here, as I said, and as you can see, I'm playing the Japanese version, so that was a little bit weird for me. And then we have the Forge with Tamsoft for upgrading weapons and armor. Obviously, you require materials and money. Pretty standard fare. Yeah, I haven't maxed all that stuff out because it wasn't necessary. And of course, there's like NPC guys around the area. And here's the Colosseum, which is tutorial stuff. It takes a while to load because you're actually in the game when you enter here. It's not that important really, it's just the stuff you see when you start the game initially. And before we go to... No, we can go to the cathedral. We got the cathedral where you can save manually if you don't want to leave, or whatever, the town. And you can see all your stills or CGs, whatever you want to call them. I think most of these are still. And of course there's the blessings, which probably easy to understand for your language version. And that's where stuff happens. Anyway, you got all these guys around. Sometimes there's events and what have you. I'm gonna get to that later, because we're gonna talk about the world and stuff. Don't want to look at that, that's spoilery. So, if I'm gonna be honest, I don't really feel like there's a whole lot of variety in areas, because you got your green area, which I was at before, you know, with like grass, and it's more open, but then you got the forest. 2 forest areas, which are mostly like, this one's linear paths and stuff, and then this one's sort of like that, but more open. And also, what the heck is this? There's a thing here. Also, I'm going to mention this because I'm not sure, but I checked recently, and there wasn't any DLC of any kind, and usually it would show in the update history as well, so as far as I'm aware, there hasn't been anything added. Then you got your... Anyway, moving on. I don't want to just like branch off without telling you, so I'll say moving on. Now, you got your 2 death mountain areas, that's what I call them, they're like flamey mountain areas. And then you got a bunch of runic type areas. There's the mine, or like cavern, I think of it as the mine. Then you got your gray castle area. I think of it as inside of a castle or something. It'd be really cool if you could actually like walk into it or whatever, but you can only like sort of maybe make out something on the map. You can't really, actually. Then you got your yellow kind of variant of that. I mean, they're okay. And it looks nice and stuff, and this is the mountainous one that's kind of greenish. But I feel like there's lacking in a few regards. First off, there's no wintry area with snow and stuff. I mean, that's kind of Louis and, you know, whatever thing, and it's not even in here, and that's kind of sad. And, I don't know, a wide open wasteland would be kind of cool with undead. I mean, there's plenty of undead enemies and what have you, but... And then there's, what is this, the Unreal World? I actually think this one's really cool. It has some nice music in it, but that's up to you. And then there's the last 3 areas here, which is like endgame stuff, which is... The aesthetic is pretty much all the same for those. We're not going to check them out because that would take a while and that'd be kind of spoilery. So let's go back into the town as we figure out what I got to talk about next. Oh yeah, story. So, if you've played Neptune games or JRPGs in general, a lot of the story, majority of the story, is told through visual novel-esque shenanigans. So, just change music. So yeah, a lot of them are done in here with these little guys. You select them if they have a silver or gold exclamation mark in it. I already mentioned it earlier, but I'll mention again. The silver ones are for side stories, and the gold one is for main quests and what, not quests. I keep calling it that. And that's how you progress. Pretty standard fare, but that's important because when you go to the areas, which, unless you read the description of the quest, if you got a quest, which sometimes they don't even have, it'll be hard to figure out where you're going, I guess. I had that problem, but I'm sure it won't be as big of a problem in the localized versions. So anyway, let's note a few things about this, because I feel that the events and stuff are kind of one of the funner aspects that I enjoy. Just having the characters chilling out and whatnot. There are a few like that, but I don't feel like there's a huge amount, because there's a few, like, storyline type things going on with some of the side characters. Like, Uzume, who's just an NPC in this game, has her own little thing going on. Pluty and Pishi have a thing. R4 and the rat thing, what is it? I don't know. They have a thing going on. And there's all sorts of, like, events. Like, each of the 3 main characters talking with Vera about MMOs. There's the tea time thing, which I don't know. I'm not gonna touch on that, but yeah, it's okay. I think that's about it. I don't want to spoil too much. If you haven't already spoiled yourself, I do have a playthrough. If you do want to check it out for whatever reason, it's so. I have some good moments and whatnot, but I don't think I had anything else to talk about. So this is basically the end. Let me just save here just to make sure. There you go. That's how you save. Amazing, right? So anyway, we're gonna wrap up here. If I didn't answer anything, or do you want to know more in depth about something or whatever, just leave a comment. I'll do my best to answer your question. How long have I played this game? I've beaten and got all the trophies. Only like 37 hours. So yeah, if there's anything you want to know, feel free to do that. And I don't know how many people would actually just watch me in general end up watching this, but if you want to see more stuff like this where I talk about games and my thoughts on them and like just do an overview, I guess it's less about thoughts, feel free to tell me. I kind of want to do that on something else I've played recently. But yeah, that's pretty much it, I think. Maybe I'll do my best to figure out if I can do annotations on my crappy computer. Maybe I'll stick the playlist over here now, and maybe something else. But anyway, thanks for watching. As I said before, if you enjoyed, feel free to share around to anyone you might think is interested, and it might help them decide whether they want to get this game or whatnot. And shall I make another video like this, which I'm probably just going to label as overview and make a playlist labeled that, because who knows, maybe I'll get more new games and talk about them and stuff. Anyway, good night.